I'm happy to have you here, Caden. I first came across you earlier this summer at DC Live at Sidwell. There was so many games going on, a lot of people playing, a lot of coaches, scouts, and all that stuff. But of course, it was at Sidwell. So when Sidwell played, everyone kind of flocked to y'all court. And I just remember watching you play, and I'm like, this guy's a really good floor general. Like, I felt like you were making the right passes in the plays all the time. And even after the game, like, I saw so much buzz about you on social media about your development as a facilitator. I'm like, okay, definitely a player to watch. So fast forward a few weeks later, I'm working at the Kenner League and I see you walk out. So I'm like, what are you doing at a Kenner League? So I asked someone who was working at the Kenner League with me, and I was like, I didn't know high school players could play in the Kenner League. And the guy was like, only if you really like that, not all high school players. And I was just like, huh, okay. So between the Kenner League and DC Live, I can tell just from those two, you had a really solid summer as far as your development. But what are some of the other ways you've developed this summer?
Um, Not even skills wise, more like vocalization. Last year we had Cam Gillis. He goes to Lehigh now as a point guard there, but he's been like the rock of Sidwell since he's been there. Freshman to senior year, I think he's a starter every year. And he's like the rock. He had everything together. So that's a new big role that we're gonna all have to fill. And I took my part in that by just being more vocal, trying to encourage people. We have a pretty young team, or we have a pretty old team actually this year. So a lot of them know what they're doing. But the new young guys, I definitely wanted to make sure they knew what they were doing, and just they're gonna mess up just like I messed up. So I want them to know that that's okay, And the more experience you get, the better.
Yeah, what did your role on the team look like last year?
Last year I was like Lou Williams. I was like the bona fide six man. I was like the spark. Every time I came in the game, it was like I would pick up the pace. We played real kind of reserved at first. We used to a lot of like we were a defensive team. We were real defensive mindset. So it was a lot of defense. The score will usually be kind of low when I come in sometimes, and then I'm like pick the pace up. Let's make it the game faster, but still keep getting stops. So I kind of fell into that role throughout the year.
And what do you think it'll look like this year?
I think I'm just like a whatever we need type of guy now. It'll be times where I'm gonna need to score 20. It'll be times where I need to get 10 assists and I need to get a freshman involved, or I need to get Caleb and Jalen the ball. So I think I have a lot of different styles of game, and I think I can do that because my game allows me to be sometimes a facilitator and sometimes I'm a 30-point scorer. So I think I'll just be somewhat all over the place.
Yeah, and it kind of speaks to how you're classified as a combo guard.
Mhm.
That's a term that people are using to describe you rather than just a point guard or a shooting guard. What does that term mean to you?
Um, I actually don't know because I would describe myself as more of a point guard, but yeah, I don't know to be honest. I guess it's like a guard that can pass and score, but I guess I would still describe that as a point guard because I do play the one, but I can also score. So I guess that's why I'm given the combo guard name.
Gotcha. Is that a new name for you, or have they've always been calling you this as far as the rankings?
I've always been this is actually my first year on the rankings. So I think it's like different on all of them. I think I'm a point guard on like two, and I think I'm a combo on one, or maybe the opposite around. So I actually don't know, but I guess I don't mind it. I would rather say point guard though.
Yeah. So talking about the rankings, being that this is your first year on it, you're a four-star guard. Does that add any pressure or any additional emotion to when you hit the court, or it's just like, all right, cool.
Not really. I got there by just playing basketball, so it doesn't add more pressure. I'm appreciative that anyone sees me as one of the top guards in the country, but definitely doesn't add any pressure.
Okay. Good, good, good. Staying level through it all, no matter what.
Yeah,
So when it comes to your summer, what are some of the other things you've been able to do outside of DC Live, outside of the Kenner League? I saw you were one-on-one with Kevin Durant.
yeah.
That was a cool clip. So what did you do this summer outside of those things?
The summer. It's just you want to include AAU too.
Hmm.
Um, I caught like a big stride and like a big buzz at the Nike Elite 100 camp. Um, so that was big. I made the move from Team Melo to Durant on the AAU side. which I think definitely helped with my just development and growth. They pushed me out a lot, and I really appreciate them for that. Um, the KD camp, which is what you're referring to with the one-on-one with KD. I also got to play in the pro runs with KD and a bunch of his guys, which was great experience. I didn't get the ball much. It was a lot of like running up and down the court, just trying to like scrap to get the ball, maybe get a stop, get some rebounds. But I had a few buckets, so that was cool. Besides that, I've just been lifting a lot, trying to gain more weight, functional weight, of course, but yeah, just gain more weight, and yeah, the rest of my summer's been pretty relaxed.
Yeah. So on that relaxed side, outside of basketball, what are some maybe the fun non-basketball things you had a chance to do, if
Yeah,
any?
I went to Martha's Vineyard. I don't know if you're aware of what you are. Yeah,
Nice.
I went to Martha's Vineyard for about a week and a half. I've actually barely been in my house, to be honest. I've been in my friend's house. Just I don't know. I've just been trying to be at the house as much as possible, whether it's going to football games because that just started up. I've been going to football games, sleeping over at my friends' houses. Yeah, so it's been a pretty fun summer.
Is football a sport you're into outside of basketball, of course?
Yeah, I'm more of the. I don't really watch sports at the house. I'm not like a big person on that. I would much rather go and actually watch the sport. So yeah, football. I always like going to football games because the energy's usually pretty great.
What's the best game you've been to? Football.
Um, Probably SoCo versus QO. That was last Friday, and I forgot if it was in Virginia. I think it was in Virginia. I think it was at South County. Yeah, so that was the best game I've been to so far.
Okay. Do you have a professional team you follow on the football side?
Not really. I used to follow the Lions because my dad's from Detroit, and he
Okay,
would
I was
always.
gonna say why the
Yeah,
Lions?
yeah, they were pretty bad, but he would always follow him, so I just like follow behind him.
Okay. And what about a basketball team at the pro level? Any team you grew up liking?
Yeah, I was a big Thunder fan. We used to go to a Thunder game every year, especially when they had like the little Russ, PG, James Harden trio. We also were going during Russ's prime, so it was a pretty good experience. I used to love Thunder, but now I wouldn't say I really have a favorite team. Just a couple players I like.
Yeah. Do you remember the first player that you really looked up to as a young basketball player?
I liked Brandon Jennings and I liked Kawhi Leonard because I didn't used to have like much of a scoring arsenal. So I used to just play a bunch of defense. Like that was always my role on the team. So I used to always look at Kawhi because that was what his main role was. While he could score, it was like he was a lockdown. So I used to always watch his gameplay. And then as I got better at basketball, matured on my skills. I like Brandon Jennings' game. He was real shifty, real elusive with the ball. So definitely liked his game.
Okay. And what about now? Who are some of the guys that you may look up to or maybe kind of pick and choose things from their game to adapt to yours?
I like Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson's he had a monster year last year, and a lot of people tell me to watch his game because he's always really controlled, never really speed him up. I like Shy Gilgeous-Alexander. I just love his pace is amazing. And then Kyrie's just like a wizard with the ball. His finishing is amazing as well. So those three for sure, I just like to watch.
Okay. I'm a Heat fan, so I do not like Jalen Brunson like that
Yeah, I can see
because
that.
we had a run with them in the
Yeah,
playoffs. Thankfully, we
yeah,
made it out, but Jimmy Butler's ankle did not make it out.
yeah,
So I'm not too big
not
on
a
them,
big fan.
but I do think he's a good player.
Yeah.
Okay, so when it comes to getting outside of basketball, what are some of the things that you like? TV shows, games, hanging out, places to go.
I just finished Ballers on Netflix. That was a really good show. I'm like a show guy. I like to go to movies as well when the good ones are out. So I'm at the movie theater a good amount, I would say. I like just like I'm a big bike guy. Like I like riding bikes or like scooters, especially like the electric ones, because I live in DC. So anything in the city, those are actually a pretty effective way to get around rather than a car because you're not dealing with all the traffic and everything. Um, I'm always around my friends, so just like whatever they're doing, maybe they're at their grandma's house. I'm gonna go sales up to their grandma, and just go hang out with them. And then pretty big gamer when a good game's out. So I definitely play a lot of video games when I like the game that's out.
You ready for the new 2K to drop?
Yeah, I actually won't be here when that drops, which sucks. I'm gonna be in Houston, which is it kind of made I didn't realize that when I said I was gonna go out of town, but
I feel like it's such an important day. People
yeah,
plan
nah,
so much around the drop.
it actually it made me a little sad when I realized that today, and it kind of hurt a little bit.
Okay, you said you're into movies as well. What are maybe like your three favorite movies?
Three favorite. Um, Roll Bounce, which is like an
That's solid. That's
old
solid.
movie from like that was Disney, right? Or was that Nickelodeon?
I don't know if it was Disney, but it was
Nickelodeon. I think it was Nickelodeon. Good Burger and
okay.
and probably Friday.
Friday, original Friday.
Those are probably my favorite three.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're into comedies.
Yeah, that's really all I watch. Sometimes I watch like some actions. I don't like horror. I don't do that. I just do like the funny stuff, the movie with a bunch of action, and then the dramas sometimes.
Okay, I'm kind of like that. I don't like shooting and killing too much. I don't like to be scared. I just like to laugh and have a good
Yeah,
time.
yeah. That's why I usually go to movies.
Okay, I feel that. Okay, I need three words to describe your personality.
Um, maybe calm.
I can get that one just from
Yeah,
talking to you.
yeah, calm. Maybe collected, which falls in the same like.
We gonna throw collected out. We need something like
Okay,
not near
okay.
calm.
Calm. I would say pretty funny. I like to laugh a lot. Make a lot of jokes,
Okay.
and what's another one? Maybe energetic as well. I have my energetic days. Yeah, I would say energetic. So energetic, calm, and funny.
Okay, so we got two words that kind of like go on opposite
Yeah, the
ends. We got
opposites. Yeah.
calm and then we got energetic. Which one is it?
I would say just like my. Yeah, I don't know actually. When I'm not around people, I'm really chill. Like I don't even do too much.
Mhm.
I just chill in the house. But when I get around like all my friends and stuff, I can get a little energetic, and then it's like a calm energetic though. It's not like
A
the
calm
crazy
energetic.
yelling. Yeah, it's like the just I like being around my friends, so we just cool it.
Okay, calm, energetic, and funny.
Yeah,
We'll take it.
yeah.
Okay. What are some of your goals outside of basketball, just in your life in general?
Um, Not that it's like necessary. Or, like I don't think my parents would say I need to do this, but I just want to repay them for all they've done for me. So whether I don't know how that looks, maybe in the future buying them a house, buying them a car, just taking care of them now, like Father's Day, Mother's Day, always making sure that they have what they need. I got my mom like shoes, I got my dad some shoes, so stuff like that is always cool to do. It feels good to repay them because they're always your biggest supporters. Um, with the college stuff, I wanna take not super challenging classes, but I always pride myself on being pretty intelligent. Which is another reason I'm at Sidwell because I feel like it challenges my intelligence. So definitely want to keep my mental edge. And then just live a solid life. That's basically it.
And you spoke about college. Do you have an idea of what you would like to major in? What are some of your interests in that area?
I've been thinking about maybe sports med. Psychology is always like a cool thing to just know about. You know, like the human body, how they think and everything. And then on the sports med side, it's always great to know your body just as well as almost a doctor would when it comes to sports stuff because at the end of the day, I'm the one playing the games, working out all the time. So it's amazing if I can go tell a trainer what exact muscle hurts or why it's hurting, what I did to it, if I strained it, bruised it, things like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you didn't play basketball, what do you think your career would be? But it sounds like maybe something in sports, a trainer.
But if it wasn't outside of sports, I don't know. I think I'm really cool with a lot of people that don't really play sports. So maybe I try something that they do and just keep doing stuff so I find what I
A
like.
teacher?
I couldn't see myself being a teacher. No. Yeah,
Okay.
not me.
But
Yeah,
you said you'd like to challenge your intelligence. Maybe you could teach the kids something.
for sure. But yeah, nah,
No.
nah, yeah, nah, yeah, nah.
Okay, so I need something outside of sports. I need an example outside of sports. What could you see yourself doing?
What could I see myself doing? If I did teach it, I could be a PE teacher.
That's too close to
Oh, okay. I
sports.
could be a PE teacher though. What could I do? I can see myself being like just like a fitness guy, not even like a sports, but
All right,
like
we'll
fitness.
take it. Okay.
Yeah, a fitness guy. Oh, I'll be a therapist. I like talking to people
Okay.
about like their problems and
Like a
stuff.
mental health therapist.
Yeah, I could be a
Okay.
therapist. Yeah, for sure.
Are you that friend who everyone can come to with problems and you have some good advice for them?
Yeah, everybody always comes to me like basically everything, like especially relationship advice, which is crazy because I'm not even like a relationship guy. I don't have a girlfriend, but everybody comes to me, which is I guess is cool. But yeah, so yeah, I think I
Okay,
could be a
so you're not a
therapist.
relationship guy, but you got all of the relationship advice. How does
Ye-
that work?
I don't know. It's like I know a few like girls and boys that are like in long relationships, and they come to me to ask like why this is happening or what they should do, which is pretty crazy to me. But
Yeah.
I
You just
usually
got
give pretty
the
good
wisdom.
advice. Yeah, I usually give pretty good advice. So
Okay. So you give a lot of advice. Who do you pick it
um,
from?
I have some go-to friends, and then always my dad and my mom because they've been through a lot on both sides. Like my mom's from New York, she's pretty feisty, so she's been in a good amount of tricky situations just because she's one of those people that don't back down to anybody. So she's been in a good amount of situations. Same thing with my dad. He's been through a lot. He grew up in Detroit, so anything that I'm going through or am about to go through, they've probably experienced in some manner. So you can always ask them.
Which parent would you say you're most like, or are you somewhere in between?
Uh, Probably more like my mom. My dad's like the crazy one, you could say. Uh, and then my mom is she's like the meditation, yoga. She works out. Is always pretty calm. Besides when like she's driving or something. So yeah, I probably act more like my mom.
Maybe that's where you get the advice mental health therapist from. Like maybe it comes from that side
It
with the
might be,
yoga
yeah, it
meditation.
might be.
Yeah. Do you implement any of that before games? I know some guys meditate and things before games.
Not really. I listen to music. I always like to be alone before games. Um I usually don't like sit in the locker room, or if I do, I sit on the side. I don't really like to talk to people before I play. Um, yeah, that's about it.
What you listening to before games? What's your go-to songs?
Um, it really ranges. Some days we're doing like Keisha Cole, then we're doing
What?
SZA,
Okay.
and then we're doing like Babytron. So it's really,
Okay, I don't know who Babytron is. I'm really not like that old, but should I know who Babytron is?
I feel like you should. He's from Detroit. He's a pretty good artist. Yeah,
Okay.
so I'm kind of all over the place to be honest. It's just whatever comes on, and then I usually listen to that. So yeah,
You should go to Babytron. Seems like a big range, but maybe if I hear Babytron, maybe I'll see some connection.
yeah, I don't think you would. I
No.
think nah, yeah, probably not. It's just like a daily thing. However, I'm feeling in that moment. That's probably how I could describe it.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Now talk about your goals on the court. What are some things you want to accomplish this season personally?
This season I want to get as close to the 1,000 point mark as possible. I also want to lead the league in assists. Like our or not even the league, the DC area really in assists. Want to become a better rebounder and just have a great year. We just came off a big year at Sidwell, so just want to keep that energy rolling. Actually, a great 2 years, even though I wasn't there the year before. Um, so yeah, just want to keep that energy rolling.
Yeah. And I've seen so much content about, again, your development over the summer and how you could be one of the most underrated players in your class. How would you describe yourself right now coming into this season? Do you feel underrated? Do you feel like you're right where you should be?
Um, Honestly, it doesn't matter too much to me. Whatever they see me as, whatever they see me as. And I'm just grateful to be on there. I've always been like the kid that wasn't like always looked at as like the best guy, or always been somewhat underlooked. So I'm just used to that outlook on stuff. So being acknowledged at all is cool to me, and I think I'll continue to rise like the rankings, and my persona will grow on a lot of the ranking people. So I think I'll continue to rise in that category.
When do you think the switch kind of flipped from going from being that guy who wasn't talked about, wasn't ranking, to now being someone who is offered by some major schools and a lot of conversations? What do you think that switch was?
Um, I don't think the switch was with me. I think I've just stayed solid. Just kept working out, kept working on my game. Been through a lot of ups and downs, but I always find myself back in the gym, and I think that's just led to me getting better. And then people are seeing, which I appreciate. Like a lot of these coaches are realizing, like I saw this kid his freshman year, and he's a whole different player. His skill set's advanced. He's grown 4 or 5 inches. His athleticism was picked up. So I appreciate any coach that can see the development that I've gone through, which a lot of the schools have talked to me about, that they've seen me the last couple of years get a lot better.
I really like and respect your answer because I feel like a lot of times people are like, I don't care, you ain't never got to rank me, you ain't never got to whatever. But for you to just be appreciative, to be
Yeah,
acknowledged and recognized, I think that's very different from what I sometimes hear. So I really respect that.
for sure.
Okay. So I like to end on this question. Who is someone who has been instrumental in your development who you have not had the chance to tell? Who is the person and what is your message?
I haven't had the chance to tell. Uh, his name was Coach Darnell. This was like maybe I think it was the 7th grade. Nah, 8th grade. I think 8th grade, somewhere around there. Um, it was I had just got cut from I think it was 7th grade. I got cut from every team in this area. So Durant take over. I think New World, and I think I tried out for Load, and I think all four cut me. So like I was like I didn't have a team, to be honest, and it was a team called Team DC, like a real local team. And I remember he picked me up, and I was playing up with his team, and he would always play me a lot, let me play through a lot of mistakes, and I actually think Coach Darnell got me a lot better and got me a lot of experience, because that's something I always lacked. Like I told you, I was never regarded as one of the better players, so I never got the same experiences that a lot of those other guards had, like the Made Hoops League and all of that. Like I didn't play, so I think he was real instrumental towards my confidence and gaining experience, especially playing up.
Well, coach, I hope you get a chance to hear this and hear how much Acaden appreciates you because that's amazing. And I'm glad you stuck with it because it can be discouraging to be overlooked and get cut, but you stuck with it and look at you now. So
Yeah,
cool. Well, thank you, Acaden, for joining. I appreciate your time and I'm glad we had a chance to do this.
for sure. Appreciate the invite.